Hello, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Mission to Try. My name is James Gubbins, and I'm an aspiring triathlete, and on this program I document the journey towards triathlon racing and what goes into it, from nutrition to training to the mental preparation. Now, this is Season 2. Season 1 did not go as well as I had planned. I certainly wasn't organized about it. I would forget to record an episode after a workout, or after an extremely long workout, I'd forget what episode I was recording. So I'm going to be a little bit more organized in Season 2. But for now, let's recap what happened last year. I was able to get in a couple of super sprint triathlons in preparation for the Chicago Triathlon. But not without its snafus. Went down in the first week of my 16-week plan on the bike, and ended up with a deep knee contusion that kept me from participating in the Chicago Spring Half Marathon. I was able to do the Soldier Field 10-miler a week after that, but missed that first half, which was disappointing. Was able to do the Rock and Roll Chicago weekend, both the 5K on Saturday and the half on Sunday, with a Taylor Swift concert in between. And then it was on to finishing my 16-week program and getting to that start line of the Chicago Triathlon. Again, not without its incidents. The weather changed brutally that last week beforehand, and the lake had dropped down to about 55 to 60 degrees. So I got a lot of lake time in that last week, as much as I could. And ended up buying some extra neoprene. The booties and the cap absolutely helped. And I was able to finish the Chicago Triathlon. Now, international distance. Again, this is 6 weeks late in being recorded. Should have been at the finish line, that I was all excited and pumped and sharing the fact that I had accomplished a 20-year goal. But here's the deal. I fell during the first mile of the bike leg, and had to wait for medical to get out there, as well as the bike crew, to clear me. They did, and unbeknownst to any of us, I actually had 2 hip fractures. But I got back on that bike, and I soldiered through and got through the 23 miles, was ready to quit in transition. Was just in extreme pain, but a few other triathletes in transition urged me to go on, and so I did. And I jogged the first 2 or 3 miles of the 10K run portion, and looked down and realized my hip is just not right. It was very swollen. So I walked it in the rest of the way, and luckily a couple of guys on bikes from Transamerica came out and gave me some support, mental support more than anything else. In fact, one of them stayed with me the rest of the way through, and when we came around the Shed Aquarium, and if you're familiar at all with the route for the Chicago Triathlon, when you come around that shed, that's when the crowd support really pumps up in earnest, and there's lots of people there. And he was pumping up that crowd for me, telling them that I was injured, but I was going to finish, and to give me a loud round of applause and cheer for me. And I had the most amazing last quarter mile, and probably one of the most emotional experiences for me ever. Got to the finishing chute, and was in tears when I saw my family, and that urged me on to actually run that last 100, 200 yards in, where I gave the guy who had been supporting me the whole way that last 2 miles or so on the bike a massive hug. I told him, "Don't you dare leave me now." And I wish I had a way to contact him. I think his name was Ray. And wow, amazing. Found my family, and got to transition with the help of Lifetime Fitness. Thank you, Lifetime. I know it was breaking protocol to find me a cart to get to transition, but there was no way I was going to be able to walk all the way back, find my bike, and walk all the way to the car. So they were helpful enough to break protocol and get me a cart so that I could get my gear and get back, so I could get in the car and get to the hospital, where I found out that I did have the broken hip. But I finished. And this year is going to be all about redemption. It is going to be my mission to the 2016 International Distance Chicago Triathlon, where I am going to set a PR, because it's not going to be hard to do coming in with a time of 5:15. It should be pretty easy for me to come in well under that next year. And the journey doesn't end there. This is just the first step. and I'm already back swimming. Tomorrow I get cleared by my doctor, and I hope get cleared by my doctor to start running and biking again, and hopefully that goes well, and I'll continue this journey. As I say, next year is going to be international distance. It's all about Chicago again, but after that, I'm actually leaning towards a half Ironman, 70.3, baby. So hopefully this coming Wednesday is going to be the first time I'm actually able to run again. Lord, how I've missed it. And eventually I'll get back on that bike. It's a little daunting, but hopefully it goes well. So that's it for this episode. I hope you will join me on this journey, whether you are just interested in triathlon or looking to get your toes wet with a super sprint, on a similar mission as I am, on your way to an international distance, or perhaps you're even an Ironman, just poking in and seeing what's going on. I'd appreciate any support, comments, feedback that you can give me in the comments below. And until next time, episode 2 of season 2, keep the rubber to the road, and I will see you out there. Peace.